We've got an update on a story about a man in Missouri who's been in prison for more than 40 years, despite evidence that he's innocent. 62-year-old Kevin Strickland has been behind bars since 1978. Now even county prosecutors want him released, but they are in a fight with the state's attorney general. Erin Moriarty has reported on this extensively and joins us now. Erin, good morning.
It's a surreal case. Good morning. In August, a new law went into effect in Missouri, making it easier for prosecutors to investigate convictions and ask for the release of inmates that they believe are innocent. When the local prosecutor determined that Strickland was factually innocent, most believe he'll soon be a free man. But 5 months later, he's yet to have his day in court.
To be honest, Kevin, I thought when I saw you next, it would be on the outside.
I was hoping it would be also.
It's been 42 years since Kevin Strickland was sent to prison for a crime he says he didn't commit. And this past May, Jackson County prosecutor Jean Peters Baker publicly agreed with him.
It is important to recognize when the system has made wrongs. And what we did in this case was wrong.
Yet 5 months later, the 62-year-old remains behind bars.
I hold fast to my faith that God ain't gonna let me die in this jail, but I'm losing belief in that the system is gonna work.
How old were you when you were first incarcerated?
About to be 19 in about 3 months, and I'm wondering if I'm gonna be here at 63.
Why?
The delays and the roadblocks that are being put up seem to be endless.
Roadblocks thrown up by the state's attorney general, Eric Schmitt, who maintains Strickland received a fair trial and is guilty.
It's the state versus the state instead of the state versus Kevin Strickland.
Eric Wesson, editor at the Kansas City Call, devoted the cover of his July 4th issue to Strickland's story.
The state is arguing amongst themselves on how to do this, who can present this, who has the jurisdiction to say something in the case, who can't say anything. It's really, really sad.
After a triple homicide in Kansas City in 1978, the only survivor, 20-year-old Cynthia Douglas, identified Strickland as one of the shooters.
I requested a lineup.
Why did you request the lineup?
I hadn't done anything wrong, and I knew once Cynthia saw me, she would recognize, well, it wasn't Kevin.
And instead, what happened after the lineup?
They told me I was under arrest. My mind and brain and heart and everything went to my feet. This is not happening. This is unbelievable. They're still gonna get it right.
After his first trial ended with a hung jury, Strickland was later convicted and sentenced to life without parole.
They didn't stay out no more than 30 minutes of deliberation. Decided Kevin Strickland was a murderer.
Still remember hearing that verdict?
Yeah. I will never forget that. I didn't know I could cry like that at that age.
Strickland remained in prison even after 2 of the 4 actual shooters, Vincent Bell and Kilm Atkins, stated under oath that Strickland had nothing to do with the murders. The Jackson County prosecutor says that when Douglas realized she had identified the wrong man, she tried to recant her testimony. In 2009, Douglas wrote to the court, the Midwest Innocence Project, and told family and friends like Eric Wesson. And why did she come here?
Because she knew me, she trusted me, and she kind of wanted to get it off of her conscience.
Did she feel a lot of guilt?
She felt a lot of guilt about it because she always said, I got this man sitting in prison for something that he didn't do.
A new state law went into effect in late August that entitles Strickland to a hearing to prove his innocence. But his court date has already been postponed twice. Every one of the shooters, all 4, none of them are serving time right now for that murder. But you were sitting in here.
Right. I've been in prison for 43 years. Yeah. It's tough. It's real tough. It hurts. You know, I can't get that 43 back. There's nothing that they could do to make that right. My whole life is a memory of prison. I don't know anything else.
On Friday, a judge ruled that the next hearing for Strickland's release won't happen until November 8th to give the Attorney General's office more time to gather evidence to show why Strickland shouldn't be released. The Attorney General's office has declined our numerous requests for an interview, saying it doesn't comment on pending cases. It's not like Strickland was just going to be released. The prosecutor, Jean Peters Baker, has to show to the court and prove by clear and convincing evidence that he's innocent. So I'm not really sure why the Attorney General is fighting this.
No, it's maddening when you listen to the facts and you hear the prosecutor say 5 months ago this guy should be released. You've interviewed him twice, Erin. Anything stand out to you about him?
Well, I asked kind of a trite question to him at one point. I said, you know, do you hope to get your life back? And he looked at me and he went, get my life back? I haven't had a life. I'd like to have a life.
Yeah. He went in at 19. I see he's in a wheelchair now.
Yeah, he is. He can't stand for any period of time. He really wanted to see his mother before she died.
Of course. And
she died in August. He wasn't allowed to go to the funeral.
Well, let's hope they're watching your piece this morning, and we'll figure out a way to resolve this sooner rather than later. It's not right.
And let's hope the case comes down to guilt or innocence, not politics.
Right.
Yes.
Which is playing a part, because the Attorney General
is running for Senate.
And
that filters
politics
through everything.
And a little bit of race, too.
Yeah,
a race
jury.
all the way through.
Yeah.
He had an all-white jury that convicted him.
Okay,
the
a whole
second
lot
time.
of race.
Yeah.
All right, Erin, thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Erin.